this morning. Got me feeling brand new, like I know what to do. Got me feeling nostalgic. Ancestors sending clues, I'm sending gratitude back. Cause the whole world's outside, sun in my eye, a girl in my ride, head in the sky. We gon' make it if we try. The truth never lie, wings we can fly, with you by my side. This morning.
Hello.
Hi, is Stephanie there?
This is she.
Oh.
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Is this still a good time? Do you have just like a few minutes?
No, yeah, we're good. I can talk.
Oh, okay, perfect. No, I wanted to call you. I was happy. I know that I kind of got back to you quickly because the team was able to convene sooner than I thought. So it was really nice.
Okay.
We were able to share an update. But no, I have good news. So they had a chance to meet. Obviously, they were really excited about their interview with you and you know, really felt that you'd be a great addition to their team. So they'd love to offer the Recruiter 2 position to you.
Oh my gosh. I got the job. Are you proud of me?
Yes! I'm so proud of you. I love you.
I love you. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you have not been here before, my name is Stephanie. This channel is usually about raising myself while I'm raising my 4-year-old daughter. We talk about other things too. And in this vlog, we're going to be talking about 4 tips that I found useful while I was looking for employment. So you're looking for a job, you've probably been looking for a job, and if you're clicking on this, I'm sure that you've applied to over 20, 30, even 40 jobs and no answers back. In this year alone, from January to March, we've had over 168,243 layoffs just in the tech industry. That's way more than all the numbers put together for 2022. But yet we're being told that the job market is looking up, there are new jobs being added every single day, and that the unemployment rate is only 3.5% across board. Okay, but my friends are unemployed, my friends' friends are unemployed, I'm unemployed, and we're all having a really hard time finding a job, even though we've got enough student loan debt to prove that we absolutely should not be unemployed. At the very least, it should not be this hard for us to get a call back from a job. If you can relate to this, keep watching. I've been a content creator for a little bit over 2 years now, and I've been successful by the measures of making a living only counting on my income from social media. But this path was actually not intentional whatsoever. A little bit about me: prior to the pandemic, I was a teacher, and before that I worked in education recruitment. I've always had an education background. I've always been someone who's very ABC, follows the rules. You go to school, you get the degree, and you get the job, and you work the job. But once the pandemic hit, what was once my dream job turned into a nightmare. Every single day was a reminder that what I came to work to do, or what I logged onto my computer to Zoom to do, was no longer the priority. Bureaucracy got in the middle of everything, in the way of everything, and I could no longer reach my students. What I was doing instead was burning myself out. And so the vision of myself as forever being in education in some way disappeared. And then through some personal transitions after that, I kind of fell into being creative. It's something I've always been interested in, but I'm from an immigrant background, and that's not really always encouraged in our households. Some, yes, but for the majority, no. So I was happy to finally be able to lean in to something that I've always wanted to do, which is be creative, literally use my talents and possibly make a living from it. At the time, and maybe for the first time in my adult life, I had enough savings that allowed me a cushion to be able to explore the things that I like. Not the things that I had to do, but the things that I wanted to do, which led to being an influencer, if you will. I kind of hate that word. If I influence you, that's great, but I do think that the bulk of what I do is use my creativity to bring a perspective. And my perspective was always about motherhood and how it's shaped me, what it's done to me, what it's done for me, and my unique perspective was single motherhood. I was thrust into that woefully unprepared and had to make a way. Better yet, I had to make a community. So that's what all my content was about. Fast forward to about 2 years later, our economy continues to crumble around us. And what was once pretty lucrative started to dwindle down. The contracts weren't coming in as much as they were before, and if they were coming in, they weren't paying as much as they were before. We all know that there's a major discrepancy between the pay for non-Black and brown creators versus the pay for white creators. We start the trends, we're the actual influencers, but we're not regarded as such, and it doesn't reflect in the pay. I say that to say what was once fun and was once so lucrative and afforded me to be able to shop here and do this and do that became a little reckless. I mean, I have more than just me to worry about. I do have a 4-year-old daughter as well. I've done some job hunting here and there, just something to kind of hold me over until I got my next contract. I wasn't ready yet to jump back into the job market. I'd been scarred. I definitely did not want to go back to having to be on someone else's clock. I tasted the freedom of working for myself, and this is where I wanted to stay. But the reality of it is I needed money. So here's what I did. I got specific about what I wanted. After I decided that it was the best decision to get back into the job market, I didn't just say I want a job. I had to get specific about what a job looks like for me. You know, at the beginning of New Year's when we're all making these resolutions and some of us really do go through with them, some of us have a short-term goal, a long-term goal. I didn't do any of that. This year, what I did was set a feeling. What I wanted 2023 to feel like, and my big word was rest. I wanted this year, after all the previous years before where I felt like I was constantly pushing a boulder up a mountain, I just wanted to rest. Now, I know I just said I didn't have any money, so what do you mean rest? Poor, rich, or in the middle, all of us deserve to feel rested. But let me tell you what I meant by wanting my 2023 to feel like rest. In searching for a job, I wanted a job that afforded me the ability to stay at home. I have a 4-year-old daughter and it's just her and I really wanted to be able to go to a karate class with her, go to a gymnastics class with her, or be able to take the day and just have a mommy-daughter day. I didn't want to miss anything. I've already been operating with her in that way, and I really wanted a job to be able to pay me but continue to let me have that type of lifestyle. Besides that, any job I applied for, I kept that rest word in mind. It kept me from applying to just anything and just throwing my name out there and possibly landing a job that I absolutely did not want or that would make me miserable. So keeping that rest word in mind, I looked for jobs that either prioritized rest and valuing their employees. I looked for jobs that had a good track record of good pay so that I'm able to afford rest. And I also looked for jobs that I knew that I would like, that I would thrive in, and that I could branch out from. All of those would provide me some rest. I know content creation may look to some of you as though it is restful and I can take a break and rest whenever I want to, but the truth is content creation is a constant hustle. You get stuck on this hamster wheel of having to be productive in order to get your money, which can honestly feel like a huge burnout. Whether you're up here in the influencer deck and you're making thousands and thousands of dollars, or you're kind of in the middle, or you're just starting off. Once you get off that work and productive reel, it can quickly feel like you've missed your next opportunity to make money. And so it kind of keeps you in that toxic cycle of not actually being able to rest, but portraying rest because you could pay for vacations or you could pay for this or that. But really, you're working while you're on that vacation. And when you come back from vacation, you gotta hurry up and get to your next opportunity so that the money keeps coming in. So a little bit of advice separate from what we're talking about. If you are starting content creation, I really want you to think about that. You are coming into something that looks like rest, but it is quite the opposite of it. And in order to buy yourself some rest, always have an exit plan. Plan to put the camera down. The next thing I did while looking for a job is pretty personal to me and to you, so I'm gonna keep it short and sweet. Add faith. Once you've made the decision and once you've gotten really specific about what you want, add faith to it. Now, religion or spirituality is very personal to you, to me, and anyone else that may be watching this. So I'm not telling you who to believe in or what to believe in or how you should do these things, but whatever it is you use as a guiding light, don't forget to use that guide in your plans. Whatever your faith is, add faith. The third thing I did while looking for a job is that I found people I can lean on, and I was also very vulnerable. The first part of that was you need friends, or you need a group of people who understand the difficulty of poverty and how expensive poverty is and how much of a struggle it can actually be. Every day is a struggle. And so you need someone you can talk to about it, you need someone you can cry to about it, and you need someone who will also be able to share their perspective with you without feeling like judgment is being passed either way. It's really hard to motivate yourself every single day. I don't think any of us are built to constantly be strong and to constantly false positive ourselves and telling ourselves that we shouldn't be worried or it's gonna be okay. Sometimes we need someone else to tell us that it's gonna be okay. And sometimes we need somebody else who just understands that right now things do not feel okay and they don't push you out of that space. So find someone or a group of people to lean on that you can comfortably be not okay with. And the next part of that is be vulnerable. Simply put, closed mouths don't get fed. While I was looking for a job, I made sure to tell everybody I was looking for a job. Don't be scared of being vulnerable in that sense. Everybody at one point has been unemployed. Everybody needs a job. All of us need money in order to survive. And so if people don't know that you're looking for help, how can they help you? By putting that energy out into the atmosphere, I really do feel like the road will always rise to meet you. Once you put that energy out there, everything around you will start to work in order to help you get to the goal you're getting to. So maybe you tell a friend or a friend of a friend that you're looking for a job, or maybe you've posted it on Facebook, you've posted it on Twitter, you've posted it on Instagram, and your immediate friends may not be able to help you, but surely someone they know may be able to help you. Someone they know may be able to point you in the right direction or mention your name in the right room. But it all starts with you being vocal. And the final tip I have to share with you guys, and possibly the most important thing I've come across while looking for a job, is to stop going the traditional route. The economy we're in, the times that we're in, and frankly, the technology space that we're in no longer supports the traditional route. Right now, we're really all encountering applying to multiple jobs a day, hundreds of jobs in a week, without hearing anything back. I personally don't think that's by accident. I also personally don't think all those open jobs are actually open jobs. And so it's time to devise a new strategy. And the strategy that I devised, one was intentional, one was not. The first that was intentional, again, I told any and everybody that I knew or possibly didn't know that I was looking for a job. And with that, I also made sure to always have my resume on hand. If this person knew that their company was hiring, I would quickly make friends, quickly make that connection and send my email out. I would ask them more information about their job, or if they can directly connect me to the hiring manager of that job. Again, closed mouths don't get fed. Once you've made that connection, it hurts nothing to be politely aggressive. The other part of that for me was, like I said, unintentional. I've always kind of led my life with the phrase that the opportunity will find me working. This time, an opportunity found me taking care of myself. I'm always doing the work, and I know that you're always doing the work. There is not a day, especially for a person who is unemployed, that you are not working possibly 10 times harder than someone who is at a job, at a structured job that has A, B, and C requirements. You're doing it all at once, trying to get in that structured routine. So you are already doing the work, and you should recognize that. So in the midst of you doing that work, know that that will pay off somehow. Maybe step back from that and refocus your energy on taking care of yourself. At the end of the day, if you do get that job, but you're unwell, you're not gonna last very long. Your mental capacity will be overloaded before you get to week 2 of onboarding, and then eventually your body might give out on you. The pandemic has caused an overwhelming amount of us to be very sedentary. We're not as active as we once were, we're not as social as we once were, and our mental health is on average on a decline, a fast decline. So while it's true that yes, opportunities will and should find you working, opportunities can also find you resting. Whatever rest looks like for you and whatever self-care looks like for you, don't forget to make the time for those moments. And I'll share this with you guys. The opportunity that I was celebrating at the beginning of this video came from me directly choosing to take care of myself. I'll tell you the story. 1 week, 5 weeks ago, exactly till the date, I was tired. I'd hit a wall. I wasn't sure who I was. I wasn't sure what I wanted to do. I found myself kind of doing a creep away from the decisions that I made and from applying to things that are only about rest because I needed money now, not a little bit later. So I was falling into just doing the things that I didn't necessarily want to do. And one of my friends invited me to come do yoga with her. Yoga is not really my thing, but I had nothing else to do that day. I had no other contract that I was working on and I had no job. We went to the yoga studio and I immediately felt this new energy around me. The people that were at the yoga studio were just all super welcoming, but not in a sales way. It just felt like a really bountiful spirit in there, something about it. It just felt like a place that I can come and rest. So I wasn't looking for rest there because I felt like, wellness spaces are usually for me the first to go. When my budget changes or when I can't afford things, I usually immediately cut out things that are like the exercise or again, other wellness spaces. So I wouldn't necessarily go there to find rest because it wasn't in my budget. But the first class was free. So I attended, had nothing to lose, had nothing to pay. Get in there, like I said, and I just felt like this overwhelming sense of like, I can take a breath in here. We finished the class and then when we came back, I got to meet the owner. We're the same age and we were just talking and chatting and she'd invited me to come back and I felt this okay to talk to her about me not really feeling like I could come back because I didn't want to spend this money and my position right now that I was looking for another job, so I wanted to be a bit more wise. And then she started telling me about their tiered memberships. Not only do they have tiered memberships there, but they had drop-in prices that were on a sliding scale. So I could pay as little as $7 to come in and take care of myself on the days that I needed to, which is exactly what I did. I've spent $7 on things that I absolutely didn't need or was in a fleeting moment, but $7 on taking care of myself lasted more than just that moment. So I came back, and maybe about the 5th time I came back, I met somebody who was working the front desk. I immediately, again, we start talking and chatting. We have so many things in common, and I let her know the same thing, like what I was going through, what I'm actually looking for, and the positions that I'm in right now. She immediately told me, oh my God, I used to be in recruiting. Give me your resume. I'll just be putting your name for certain things. And that did generate me quite a bit of leads, but unfortunately they didn't go anywhere. Still, I knew that something was brewing. I can feel that I was manifesting something by continuing to show up in this space when I could and by being my full authentic self there. Maybe 2 classes after that encounter, I met someone else who worked the front desk. I came at a different time of the day and I'd still been meeting new people. That person, hi Jordan if you're watching this, was able to not only take my resume and run it through her HR, but she was able to hold my hand from the beginning to the end of the hiring process. I have never had someone who, one, is a complete stranger to me, believe in me so much. But she saw not only my credentials, she saw who I was in that space that we shared together, and she made a decision right there that she was going to help me, and that she did. By holding my hand through that process, it was almost like I was afraid, but she was not. So I leaned on her confidence in me. I'd already gone through so much rejection and I was literally afraid to hear one more no. I couldn't handle one more no. But the entire time she was like, it's okay, you got this. It's okay, you got this. Trust me, you've got this. And so I let that carry me through the hiring process. Come to find, I totally got the job, and I would not have been able to do so without the 4 things that we went through. And most importantly, the being vocal part. So I really want to leave you guys with that little bit of hope. If you're watching this because you have not been lucky in finding a job, your time is coming. Apply these 4 tips and let me know how they work for you. I'm not a guru at finding jobs, but I am someone who's gone through it and is now on the other side. So if you're watching this and you identify as someone who is having a hard time finding employment right now, or just not feeling financially stable because of employment, I want you to know that things are going to be okay. These 4 tips that I shared with you guys are what I personally did in order to come from unemployed to being employed, manifesting, being intentional, whatever you want to call it. Try those 4 tips if you haven't tried them yet. I wish you good luck, and I hope that everything around you starts to come together to give you exactly what you're asking for. Don't forget to be specific.